Well, very good evening, one and all, and welcome to episode 208 of Paul Drew spinning round and round.
No, I had to go and do something.
Not
I
even
left something on. I left on a camera. I need to turn it off.
Also known as the Studio Rats Q&A Live. Hooray! My name's James Irving,
I'm Paul Drew.
and you find me in a hotel room once again, but this time I'm in the sunny south coast seaside town of Bournemouth. Now,
Can you believe?
this time of
Can
year?
you believe he's like 15 miles away from me? He didn't even bother to come in.
No, I didn't, because quite frankly,
That's why.
yeah.
So yeah, if I'm going down to Bournemouth tomorrow just for a couple of beers, while James is going to be setting up. So me and another gentleman from James's crew is going out.
Sorry, but the legend. I mean, Danny's known on the podcast, on the live stream. You know,
Sorry?
the legend of Lichfield is known on the live stream from many moons ago.
Oh, I mean, yeah, everyone knows who Lichfield is. He's notorious Lichfield. Anyway, let's go on to it because people haven't got a clue what we're talking about.
It has to start this way, mate. What have you been up to?
Oh, I bought a new amp. No, So I bought a new guitar. I sold a guitar.
Yeah.
Bought another guitar.
Yeah.
Which we're going to talk about in a minute because literally I played it for 5 minutes, put it back in the box, back in the case, and it's
only
been
5 minutes.
Literally 5 minutes. It was that instant.
Oh my god! I assumed I get to play it when I come over on Monday.
Well, no, I could. I've got 14 days to return it because I bought it from a shop.
Right.
I bought it new from a shop.
Wow.
And it's a guitar that I've always wanted, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
And I've got a new amp. So I've got the amp that I wanted, which I'm really pleased that I got.
Right.
So we'll talk about that again in a minute. And what have I been doing? The Boss Katana head video comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So the Boss Gen 3 head has just been released.
Right.
So I've done the product video for that. And it's great. It's got a button. It's got a new button on it that says Bloom. So this is only on the head and the artist model, and it's got a Bloom button, and it revoices the amplifier, and it is amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So Greg and I had the first gig with the new band.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
Right.
People were saying things like, "Why weren't you the headliners?"
Oh, it was like a festival, was it?
Yeah, it was a festival.
I love it. You do it on the same day as Glastonbury as well. You be on the same.
Yeah. So yeah, it was awesome. I mean, genuinely, the band played brilliantly. Our female singer was incredible. She was the unknown because me and the other guys have played together for donkeys on and off.
Yeah.
But she was awesome. The band played really well. The set went down really well. The audience, although not enough of them, in my opinion, really enjoyed it, and it was great. And everyone said, "Why weren't you the headliners?" So it was like winning.
Awesome. So when Shania Twain went on, no, it was a school fete or something, wasn't it? What was it?
It was a village carnival.
Oh, okay, nice.
So it was a big stage. I mean, not big, but it was a proper outdoor stage with nice PA and front of house and stuff and lights and smoke and all the sort of things that go with doing a half decent outdoor gig. There just wasn't enough people. But hey,
was the weather good? Yeah, weather was
great. They were in the beer tent enjoying themselves. It's just sad that the beer tent wasn't directly in front of the stage.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah,
that is what happens.
But it was great as a proof of concept, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
It works. The band worked really well, and the three guys played really well, and it was good. We enjoyed ourselves, and it was fun. My family enjoyed it. I think Greg's did, and the kids haven't stopped talking about how much of a rock star Daddy is.
That's great, isn't it? When your kid goes and sees your first gig.
Yeah,
or goes and sees their first gig with you.
It's the first time they see me play. It's the first time
they cannot believe what is happening. They absolutely cannot believe that.
It's the first time they've seen me play drums at a gig.
Yeah. Nice.
It's great. And I've also bought a new amp. which is very exciting. I'll show you that later. And possibly going to buy another amp, which is really exciting. But
that is the exciting amp. That is the exciting amp. The one that could be coming.
It's going to be. It's just I need to sell some other kit first, but I think that's going to happen. But should we crack on with? And obviously, I'm in Bournemouth this week for all things cheer. Let's crack on with this. Go.
Nabs, good evening, Rat Gang, and all. We're enjoying 33 degree weather this week. Great for a lovely tan. Any demo soon for the Satriani Tonex pack soon? Cheers.
Nabs,
where
you been? We helped launch it.
Nabs, thanks for watching the channel, mate. That's all I can say. Yes, we did the launch video for them, Nabs. So it's on the channel.
And to be fair, it's really good. It's
very good.
It's way more diverse than I think you would expect. Everyone's going to go, it's all going to be, but it's not. There's a lot of stuff in there that's really cool.
But still, very much his sound. It's very much got Satriani's sort of sound in it.
Yeah,
I liked it. Yeah, it's really good. It's got some really good amps. I think some of the overdrive tones for me are a little bit mid-focused.
But it's
almost like, it's not cocked-wah, but it's got that sort of.
But that is his sound.
Yeah, and it's an iconic sort of sound. So yeah, he's done a great job with it.
I love the fact that you started. There's a couple of moments where you start playing Vi tunes in the demo, which is great.
I love the comment that we got. Oh, maybe that's the. Is that the comment for this week?
I haven't got one actually. I need to.
You need to. Can you find that comment?
Yeah, I will.
I mean, because that's funny.
That's funny.
I like that. I like that one. So yeah, we do. So every week, just in case you're new to this, we do a thing at the end of the show called Stupid Comment of the Week, which is.
There've been quite a few this week, to be fair.
There's been a few this week. Maybe we'll do a few stupid comments of the week because there's not a lot of news.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay,
I'll find it. I've got it here somewhere.
Shall I go on? Oh no, sorry, Zach.
That's the next one.
Sorry, Zach. Sorry. Salutations from Venice, California, 68 degrees. See, that's a nice temperature.
Yeah,
that's nice. It's not that hot, is it, for California? But
have you seen what it's like outside?
Yeah, it's rubbish.
In July, it's blooming horrible.
It's rubbish out there. Thomas, hello from Smithers, BC. Smithers. Come on, get over done with.
Is it excellent?
There you go. I knew that was coming. Safey. Hi, Safey. Good evening, Paul. Excuse me, Paul, James, chaps. Do you ever mix using hi-fi speakers? No, I never do. I have done before I could afford monitors.
The closest I've got to hi-fi speakers, or what most people would describe as more generic speakers, is I currently have a pair of Amphions. Not Amphioms. Oratones.
Are they hi-fi speakers?
Well, they're a bit generic, aren't they? They're not designed to be super hi-fi studio monitors. They're designed to be grot boxes.
Yeah, grot boxes. Dog's off.
He's had enough, has he?
No, I think he's just getting a bit hot. He wants to go and sit down. Oh, there he is. Where is it?
Oh,
hello.
Diggers. No. Yeah. So those I will do a video on those shortly because they're really quite useful. You know, it's how does your mix sound on kitchen speakers? That's the premise.
Yeah. Nice. Stuart, hi guys. If I were to buy a Tonix One for home bedroom use, what might be an option for affordable FR monitors to combine it with? I wouldn't. If it's home bedroom use, just get some monitor speakers. So
KRKs,
a pair of KRKs. You know, there's plenty of those sort of
generic,
cheap. Yeah, the more sort of budget end monitor speakers. Studio speakers.
Yeah, you could pay a couple £100 and get a second-hand pair of KRKs, or
I mean Yamahas, whatever the HS ones, whatever they are. Yeah, anything like that. To be honest, mate, you're gonna if you're gonna do that as opposed to getting like a big wedge, like an FR, which one thing that they're really big, and you're not really going to get the benefit out of that in your bedroom.
You're not going to enjoy stereo either.
No, exactly. You'd have to buy two. So I would definitely go for monitor speakers.
Go on eBay, find a couple hundred quid. You'll be very.
I don't even
pleased.
think you need to go on eBay anymore. I think you can pick up, just go to Toe Man or whatever and just go and buy a pair of. Yeah, they're not expensive.
I've found the comment of the week as well. I'm very pleased with it.
Is it the one that I suggested?
It's one of the many you suggested.
Oh, okay, good. Shep, evening all. I wasn't going to get a Tonex, but see them getting discounted now, so took the plunge. Just got the little one. Nice one. Paul, those matches captures are amazing. Looking at purchasing more. Oh, cheers, Shep. Yeah, I love the matchless pack was. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
It's
Shep, I'm glad you liked it.
The matchless, and on Tonex 1, the matchless Channel 1 clean and the Philex filth are the two channels I switch between.
Oh, interesting.
Because they're very different sounding, but my God, they.
Yes, yeah, very much so. Ben, good evening, gents. Always a pleasure, and it's always a pleasure to have you on, Ben. Jeff Rock, James in the Bates Motel.
It does feel a little bit like that. Fortunately, I'm hoping that I won't be waking up to "Here's Johnny."
The thing is about going back to Jeff's comment there. The thing is about Bournemouth. It's a really funny place because Bournemouth has got like this amazing beach, or like area of beach, and it becomes a bit of a. Well, it becomes overrun in the summer, doesn't it? It goes mental, but the hotels are a little bit shit, to say the least.
It's like Brighton. The hotels on the seafront in Brighton.
Yeah, no, fair enough. It is, but it's so cheap. Like you can, I could get a room tonight in Bournemouth for about 50 quid.
Yeah,
and in a half decent hotel. When I say half decent,
I will say this year. I mean, in previous years, we've either had houses or been in like shared. And Greg and I shared last year, but this year I've got my own room.
Nice.
No putting up with Greg while snoring.
Dude, that's a bonus. Next one. Grudgy Chris, hello rats, 43 to 43.
Whoa, that's warm.
In Vegas, and it will be 47 on Sunday. Yikes. But it's good weather to stay inside and play guitar. That's the thing. When it gets that hot, you can't go outside. Well, I couldn't go. There's no way I'd be outside.
That everyone in Nevada has aircon.
Yeah, but you wouldn't go outside. I mean, that's even too hot to go out in the pool.
But we're not set up for that here.
No,
we're not set up for 40-degree heat because we don't all have air conditioning and swimming pools and stuff. That's ridiculous.
No, definitely not. Wow. Daniel, good evening, fellow rats. Wherever you are, another hot 31. It's always 31 in North Carolina, isn't it? I reckon whenever it's 31. Pet, even both been off work for a few days. Oh, and it's been all guitar and singing. Nice one.
Hopefully not off work for bad reasons, but guitar and singing is great.
Sounds like a bit of skiving, if you ask me. Tone Dragon, I tried wet dry with my Friedman JJ Junior today. Dumped a glass of water over it this morning. Thank goodness I had it off in half a second. Wow, well done, mate. What's FML mean? FML. I don't know.
There are things. Me laughing would be what I think it is, but
could be.
I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
nice.
probably stupid.
I'll do.
Someone will tell us that we're stupid, probably, because hey, it's the internet.
Yes. Nick Torres, evening, gents. How do you guys cope with not being able to afford things, not being able to buy stuff you really want? Okay, so this is what I'd say to everyone: buy something for a good price, move it on, and try and sell it for more than you paid for it. Do the same thing with the next thing. Do the same thing with the next thing, and then that thing is never really a problem. You've got to, so it doesn't matter what your budget is. You can buy yourself a bargain, buy a bargain, and then try and sell it. And I'm not saying be a flipper or whatever, but if you buy something, make sure you buy something for a decent price. And you can sell it for at least what you paid for it when you come to sell it. Do you agree?
I agree wholeheartedly with that, because I also say if I'm buying an amp, this is more of an example than a for instance. If you're buying an amp for 500 quid and you've done, let's say you've done some gigs with it that you couldn't have done had you not had that amp, but you sell it for 400 quid, but that amp has made you 500 quid.
Ah, good. That's good.
That works, doesn't it? That's good economics. So you might have lost out on the sale of the amp, but you couldn't have done those gigs without the amp.
Yeah, very true. That's very true.
There are some ways to do it like that, but generally, I try to at least not lose money on my sales, because, as we all know at the moment, we are on the eternal quest for tone that is Tonex captures. So you and I can look at it in a much longer timeline.
Yes.
So we lose 100 quid on or 200 quid on the sale of the amp or the sale of the thing. We'll make it back further down the line.
Yeah.
Generally, though, I would always, as well, if you can buy something secondhand rather than buying it new, always buy secondhand.
Exactly. Always buy secondhand. And at the moment, the guitar market's going. It's doing that. It's diving. There's so much stock out there.
Even
people that have bought stuff.
Even the new guitars are bottoming out.
Do you know? I got an email from GAC today.
I've had the same email.
And GAC was selling a used in perfect condition Sir, same one as Lee's, but 3 single coils.
Right.
Classic S.
Yeah.
With 3 single coils. And they were selling it for like 1,300 quid. That would have been $2,000 a few months ago.
Yeah.
That's secondhand. That's secondhand prices.
There are deals to be had as well. Don't just think that so if you get that email from GAC and you think, oh, 1,300 quid, phone them, speak to someone and say, is there any wiggle room on that price? I guarantee there is. You'll probably get that for 11.50.
No way. You're never going to get that. I mean, I couldn't believe it was that price. Honestly, you could buy that, sit on it and sell it.
Bear in mind that the shop will be putting their 30% on that price. If they can move stock on, they will. I guarantee they will. They won't be taking.
No, I disagree. It's been hanging around for a while. And they've gone, we need to just. And I reckon they bought it for that price. We need to clean it up.
I still reckon there's always wiggle room. Always.
Okay. I'm going to make a phone call tomorrow and then and see, and I'll let you know next week. The thing I find hardest, Nick Torres, is buying stuff, because I don't always buy stuff to keep, especially amplifiers, and I find it quite hard to let them go. So it's almost like, I need to go and get another amplifier because I need to do some content on it, or I need to do that, and then you have to go, but I need to sell an amp. Oh, which one do I sell? I really don't want to sell them. I haven't got the space to keep all of them, so. Yeah, that's what I find more hard. But honestly, I think, as James says, buy secondhand. You can buy it because you'll always be able to pass it on for the money that you paid for it if you get it for a good price.
And I'll share.
Don't overspend. Don't overspend on things. Don't get yourself into trouble and all that sort of stuff. That's the worst.
Can I share a trick as well? Or if you can, go in to the store and speak to people in real life, because if you smile at people and you have a nice demeanor, you will get discount. There's a phrase, I've been reading loads of self-help books recently, and it's so cheesy, but I did this in a store, a branded chain store, not like a little mum and pop type shop. And I said, hi, I said, what's the price? And they said X. I said, hi, I'm James. What's the James discount? And she went, I can give you 10%.
What's the James discount?
Yeah, introduce yourself. Please, hi, I'm James.
Please don't ever do that.
Do it, because it works.
Please don't ever do that in front of me.
Do it, it works.
Please don't ever do that.
She was so embarrassed. She was so embarrassed until I got 25 quid off the price.
Oh my God, the James, that is, please.
Do it.
You should do that. You should do that in a restaurant tomorrow. You should go, when you go down the curry house tomorrow night, you should go, so this £100 bill, what's the James discount?
I will.
Keith. Or maybe you should ask that to your drug dealer or something.
Cheers.
Keep going. Evening, Keith. You keep cracking up. Zach, Paul, please define bloom. Okay. So, well, Boss describe it as revoicing the feel and the, I can't remember their terminology, the feel and the sound of the amplifier. Basically, to me, it sounds a bit more like you're turning up the power amps, the power amp valves. I know it hasn't got power amp valves, but when you get that sort of feeling that, or when you've got a valve amp and you're using more sort of power amp distortion as opposed to preamp distortion, you get a bit more sag from it, that sort of stuff, and it's great.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. Joseph Jones, hi all from Santa Fe, NM USA. NM, James?
New Mexico.
Nice. Well done. Well done. I was trying to work it out myself. Shahaba. Greetings, fellas. Greetings, Shahaba. Daniel Early picked up a Tonix pedal and picked up 2 of your packs, Mesa Barber and the Amp Nation ODR. Fantastic. Oh, 2 of my faves.
Mm-hmm.
Nice one. Well done, Daniel. Jeff, good morning from chilly, wet Brisbane. Hope everyone's healthy and happy and personally clicking the like button. Cheers, Jeff. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for reminding us, because we always forget. Guys, it really, really helps if you can click the like button, because YouTube at the moment are stinging the channel for some reason, and I don't know why. It's been going on for a couple of months now, and it's starting to hurt a bit. So yeah, if you can give us a like, it really, really helps.
Like, subscribe, and hit that bell, baby.
Exactly. Roberto, I've drunk my tea now. Roberto, hey guys, what do you think about the Rev D20 in comparison of deluxe reverb? Thinking of buying one. Do you think it's got enough headroom to play real clean at a gig? I mean, very different amps.
Mm.
The D20 hasn't got reverb. Both James and I have had D20s. I thought it was really good. It's a really good amp. The D20 has also got 2 notes captor technology. Sorry, 2 notes torpedo technology in it. It's brilliant. It's a really great sounding amp. Hasn't got a lot of drive on it, but you can get it onto that verge of breakup sort of tone.
It's the very definition of a pedal platform.
It's not that bland. I don't think it's as bland as you're making it out to be.
I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as a pedal platform, it was great, but I didn't like playing through it. I found it quite stifling.
Yeah. Okay. It's and has it got enough headroom to play real clean at a gig? I never used it for a gig actually, and I guess that depends. You know, have you got a drummer that beats the crap out of the drums? And
hello.
Yeah, you know, it depends what sort of gig. Yeah, I mean, I would have thought so. I would have thought so. If you had the choice between a deluxe reverb and a D20, I think I'd probably go. I don't know what I'd go for actually.
So Greg was using the deluxe reverb 2 at the gig with the Marshall JCM 900 as his wet. God, his tone.
As his wet.
It sounded so good.
So he was using the 900 as his wet.
We had 2 amps up. The deluxe was his and the 900 was his wet. He's got his pedal board is.
God, I would have so done that the other way around.
So would I, but it sounded great.
I would have so done that the other way around.
But it sounded so good.
Nice one. There must be a reason. There must be a reason why he's done that.
But his tone, I mean, I've said to him, his tone was excellent, and you know the Brian May solo sound was spot on, and it was great.
Oh, great, nice. Shahaba, he says, any experience with Nags guitars? Yes, I played one. When I bought that Mesa Barber amp, the guy he was an Eric Steckel fan, and he had the Nags Eric Steckel signature model, and I would put it's really good, really great sounding guitar. I would put it between a PRS and a Les Paul, in the terms that it's got way more vibe than a PRS, but not quite as vibey as a Les Paul, I would say. But you know, obviously, fantastic build quality.
Right.
Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, imagine PRS's build quality with, you know, more sort of Les Paul vibe. Really
So
good.
who's
Still a
that?
bit too. It's still a bit too shiny for me.
That guitar,
It's a bit too shiny
that Les Paul you had that wasn't the Les Paul by that builder that was really lovely. Forgot what it's called.
Oh, the German one, the Krautster, the
Yes, the Nick Huber.
Nick Huber.
Like that?
Yeah.
Because that was a great guitar.
No, not yeah. As a build quality, it's a great guitar. I hate the pickups. Not as neck, nothing like the Nick Huber. The Nick Huber neck was massive.
Right.
Way more
quality of
the sort of Les Paul on the neck. Yeah, very much so. Yeah, really high quality. I mean, Nags used to work for PRS. He used to. I think he was the head guy at PRS.
I'm trying to think of a nagging joke, but let's move on.
Am I still on?
Yeah.
Still okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. We both cut out.
I'm trying to think of a
Chris,
nagging joke. Nagging.
Please don't.
No, fair enough.
Grungy Chris, looking forward to a new Katana video tomorrow. It's a national holiday for the States. I won't bore you with the details of what the holiday is about. Oh, no, it's not that day again, is it? It's not that day where everyone celebrates the English being kicked out.
Well, it's funny, actually, because I've been talking to Americans this evening about what tomorrow is for us and what November is for them. And we've all had the same discussion that is that as good as it gets?
Yeah, that's as good as it gets. As good as it gets, people. Ned plays chess. He says, hello, just want to clarify last week's comment. I'm not complaining about guitar licks being samey in each video. Oh, I think you're talking about the Pete Thorne. Okay, so if that was Ned, someone, I don't know if it was Ned, but someone said that Pete Thorne. I mean, look, yeah. Let me say that I'm going to say it first, and then I'm going to explain it all again. So that Pete Thorne was playing the same licks and stuff. Every guitar player plays the same licks. Pete Thorne probably does it less than anybody because he's got
more licks.
He's got more
licks to play,
and he's a guitar god as far as we're concerned. So anyway, Ned says, "Hello, just want to clarify last week's comment. I'm not complaining about guitar licks being samey in each video, and I agree that is too much work for too little payoff to do full mix tracks." Yeah, cheers, Ned. Yeah, it's just it depends. I think if you want to watch a guitar channel if they're a guitar teacher, that's different because you want to learn something. I think if it's a review channel like Pete does, or like I do, or like loads of guitar players do, and I'm not comparing our channel to Pete's channel because he's way up there, but you know, he's going to play the best. He's going to play what he feels is right for that part, for that thing, and sometimes, you know, those riffs come to mind that maybe are a bit samey. I've never noticed it with Pete Thorne, to be honest. I think he's an absolute guitar god.
He's a guitar god, a lovely human being, and a really nice guy to be in a room with.
Absolutely. I haven't actually met him. I haven't met him. You've met him.
Lovely man.
Yeah, I'd like to meet him. Eric Dodd. Hello, governors. Hello, Eric Dodd. He says, do these lads a favour and hit the like. Yes, cheers, Eric. Thank you very much. Yeah, it really, really helps. Give us a like. I'm going to wait until it's done. Thank you. Right, next one. Mark, he said, I've just sold a Black Star valve amp today. Still keeping a few of them. You really have... Sorry, still keeping a few of them. You have to really, so when the neighbours are out, we can rock. Nice one.
Yeah. I mean, I consider myself so lucky on two fronts. One, I've got a really good sounding load box in the form of the Universal Audio Aux, so I can crank the amp up and not destroy my hearing. And two, I can crank the amp up and choose to destroy my hearing if I wish, because no one can hear me in my bunker.
Yeah, it's good. Yes, you're very lucky to have that space.
It is. Don't get me wrong, I'm still paying for that space and will be for some time. But yeah, it's so good to be able to give valve amps the proper thrashing they deserve.
Yes. I'd like to do that. I'd like to set myself a little ISO, a decent size ISO cabinet behind this room here.
In the gap, will take you over even more of your garage.
Yeah, but maybe that's what I've got to do. Rog, he says, have you tried the Valton GP200? I haven't, mate. No, I haven't. I don't. Let us know if it's good. Let us know if it's good. I'm up for doing that. If anything comes like that, I reckon Lee's probably the man to get him to do the job. So I'd get Lee down, and me and Lee would give it a good going over. Shahar, he says, Paul, any chance of doing an instructional breakdown of the Dire Straits solo you did with the Schecter? I would, but Mr. Knopfler he demonetized my video.
Did he?
He did, the bastard.
I hate to say it, it's not him who's done it personally.
No, I know. It's his publishing company. I know. It's his publishing company. But yeah, I was a bit gutted about that because I thought, like it's one of those things, like hold on, who was it? Ned Plays Chess was just talking about too much work for a little payoff.
Yeah.
Doing full mixed tracks and stuff. And that wasn't even a full mixed track, but I did a rhythm track quickly and played the track. It takes whatever it takes. You've got to learn it, and then
if it takes a couple of hours, no matter how you look at it, it takes a couple of hours.
Something like that. And you go, oh, do you know, that would be nice. That'd be nice. And then as soon as you set the video live, it goes demonetized, and you go,
do you know the way around that?
What's that?
Instead of setting the type the theme of the video to music, you set it to education, because YouTube's educational policy is completely different to its music policy.
Boom! Is that how you do it?
That's how you do it.
So, interesting. Oh, I wish I'd known. How did you know? How do you know that?
Because I watch and listen to Mr. Beato.
Oh, is that how he does it now? Interesting.
Yeah, it's because for educational use, you can't monetize.
Well, maybe I could do that. Maybe I could do it as an educational thing. Cheers, Shahar. Yeah, I'm sure I can do that. I'm sure I can do that then. I do like it. I mean, have you got the comment that you're talking? Is that the comment? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course it is.
Chris, howdy, fellas. Am I alone in preferring the sound of guitar through studio monitors versus the sound of a guitar? Chris, preaching to the choir, mate. Preaching to the choir. No, it's if and when I ever go into studios, the guitar speaker is in the live room, and
you sit in the control room. Yeah,
always sat in the control room. I don't like being next to the speaker. So yes, I would much rather be. I want to hear how it's going to sound through the speaker. I want to hear how it will sound when someone listens back to it.
Yeah. Interestingly, so I've been doing some more Tonex drive pedal captures this week. And the thing, and I've mentioned this to the team at IK, that you have to test how a drive pedal is going to sound, you need to plug it into an amp, because you need speaker emulation and power amp and preamp and all that sort of stuff. And then, of course, you have to plug it back into your capture. What's the word? Circuit, for lack of a better word, to actually do the circuit, to do the capture.
Yeah.
And it's quite a pain in the you-know-what to have to keep swapping it over.
Just get an AB box.
Yeah, I know, but
it's not that hard.
I hadn't thought of that. But I mean, it might change. The AB box might change the signal path, and you want it to be as pure as it.
Yeah, if you get a crap one, it would. Just go and get a decent AB box. If you're going to do it more than a few times, an AB box is always is. I'm sure I've got one somewhere.
I've got a Boss one. It's fine. I'll use that next
time. Work. Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that, Paul. I was just doing it in a hurry. But I was really enjoying playing the Bogner through the 4x12 quite loud in the room with some really nice pedals. I was like, oh, this is great. And getting the air back from the cabinet and like, this is great. And then, of course, you play it through the studio monitors and go, this is really good too, in stereo.
Yeah. Nice. Bogeyman, Evening Rats. James, a suggestion. Can you talk to your IK multimedia buddies into giving you a review of the iLoud MTMs to review?
Do you mean those ones?
Are these the iLoud? Are these the big ones? No, these aren't the iLouds, are they? Mine are the Precision. The eyelads are the small ones, aren't they?
I'll speak to Chris.
Yeah.
He is. There is an ARC on its way to me for review.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which is I'm quite excited about. Yeah, I'm sure they'll send me some for JTT. Yeah, good shout. I'm making a note of it right now. He says, making a note of it right now. Boom.
Richard, hello mate. He says, hi chaps, you guys going to the Brighton Guitar Show? We've got a spot there this year. It'd be good to meet you both. Yes, I would have thought.
When is it?
I don't know when it is. But yes, I would have thought we would be going. I went last year with Lee and Gregory, and we had quite a nice time. Lots of Granny's tabletop guitars, Granny's work surface guitars.
God, what? Okay. Why is it the bass players can get away with it, but guitarists can't?
I don't think bass players can get away with it. I just think bass players are more open to it. I don't think they get away with it. I still look at one of those basses and just go, why?
Like a beautiful figured walnut topped bass, and you just go, oh, you see that on a Strat type object and go, ugh.
I would do exactly the same on a bass and a guitar. It's not about a guitar. Is not about like
I'm just seeing David's
picture. What's that?
I've just seen David's picture.
Oh yeah, Dave, looking good. Yeah, he's a haircut.
That's special.
Looking good, Dave. Dave says, I tried to use a powered speaker with my Tonex and I get a line signal output. I tried running into a DI box, but it's still too hot. Fix my dumbness. Well, a powered speaker should be line level.
Yeah, you can.
You want to get instrument level on a powered speaker?
No.
I'm trying to work
specific. Which powered speaker? Which Tonex? Using the normal Tonex, not Tonex One. You're using cab emulation because you're running.
I know what he's doing. Have you got on your speaker? Is there a button that's got like mic and line?
Yes, that'll be it.
Just have a look at that, because that's always a possibility. But you want to be line out. You don't want to be mic
line in.
Yeah, sorry, line in.
Yeah, that'll be it. Because if it's going, it's because you're hitting the mic pre. Yeah.
Digital Viper, my wife wants to know if you guys can stop making such great Tonex packs, so I can stop pushing back retirement. Oh, cheers, Digital Viper. That's very kind. Tell your wife
no.
FML, fuck my life.
Yeah, I was right.
Oh, is that what you said?
I think so, yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Shahaba, how seriously do Brits take the elections? Oh, yeah, no, pretty seriously, mate. Yeah. Are you both heading to the polls tomorrow? Yes. You're not, are you? Have you already done it? You're not.
I have to admit that it was only when Greg was round last week that I realised, A, I'm away from home for the election, and B, I haven't set up a postal vote. But to be fair, if you are in any way, shape or form following British politics, you know what a complete and utter red wash tomorrow is going to be.
Oh, my word, yes.
Whether you vote for them or not, I don't think there is any doubt that Keir Starmer will be Prime Minister tomorrow evening.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Or very early on Friday morning. I don't want to go down a political route on this show because, my God, the Sets have got bigger problems than we've got. If anybody watched the debate the other night, debate is possibly a strong term, but two golfing rivals, I think it's probably closer.
GA Sundancers, my Tonex died after the last update. Oh, I know exactly what's happened there. Okay, so that's going to be a firmware update. And sometimes if the power is interrupted during a firmware update, it doesn't matter what it is, any product. I've knackered up so many things.
I've tried to repair some of the things that you've knackered up as well.
Yeah. I feel for you. Have a chat with Tonex tech support see if there's any way that it can be fixed. I don't know if there's any way they can flash it or something. I don't know.
You might be able to send it back to them and they can flash it.
Yeah.
But that's not an instant turnaround, unfortunately.
No, it's not.
That's when you're doing any kind of firmware software update on a piece of hardware, because it's effectively firmware, and the power dies, that's it, toast. It just is.
Yeah.
Harsh, but unfair.
Sorry, mate. Bogeyman, sorry. Mark II MTMs is meant.
Yeah, I'll make the. I've been pestering for t-shirts today.
T-shirts? I've got loads in my cupboard.
No, but I saw that there was some IK t-shirts on it. I said to Chris, are they just Facebook vaporware, or do they actually exist? And he went, we've run out.
No, I've got some in my cupboard. If you want them, please. They're all. I don't wear them because they're too big. I hate big oversized t-shirts.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, you can have them.
I need to decorate.
I've got red ones and black ones. David, he says, remember buying equipment before the internet ruined the resale market because everyone knows the values now. Yeah, maybe. Has it ruined it, or are people just more informed now? I don't know.
I think before, if you knew what you had, you knew the price.
Yeah.
And I think what's interesting is, say, we were the three of us, you, me, and Greg, were sharing some stuff today where someone has got a thing and they've clearly overvalued it by quite a lot.
Oh yeah.
But if that's what they want for it, good luck to them getting it. But it's the standard thing. A thing is worth what someone is willing to pay.
Yeah.
End of.
Yeah. Yeah. Mark's gas station. Good afternoon, folks. Afternoon, Mark. David says, do I say what is the James tax for myself? Yeah, wherever you go, David, you need to go, what's the James price on this?
Yeah, damn right. What's the James price?
Watch people get you out the shop, push you out the shop.
Right. My
never
wife
say that
looks at me and goes, what are you doing? And I said, I've just got 15% off. And she goes,
it was 10 earlier. It was 10 earlier.
It was 10%, 15%. I've done it so many times now. If you ask, because there's always something they can put through on the till, even at big stores. If you go,
I haven't got a problem with that. I've got the problem with saying, what's the James price on this?
Yeah,
that's what I've got. That's
what I've got. It makes me a human being. It makes me a nice person.
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it? See, I think it's something. If I worked in a shop and someone said that to me, I'd go.
You have to introduce yourself. Say, "Hi, I'm James. What's the James price?"
Right. I see. So you introduce yourself first.
Yeah. You say, "I'm James,"
as opposed to just going up and say, "What's the James price on this?"
Yeah.
So there you go, David. What you should do, just go, look, my name's David. What's the James price?
The James price?
Thomas Ross. Never had a discount from Long and McQuaid. What's Long and McQuaid?
It's a music shop in the States, I think.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Did you ask, though, Thomas? That's the thing. If you don't ask, you don't get.
It's true. It's true. Digital Viper. What's the Digital Viper discount? See? This is what's going to happen now. You've ruined everything.
I haven't. Digital Viper, if you drop Paul and me an email and say, don't say you just want one pack, because it doesn't work like that. If you say you want 10 packs, we'll do you a bundle price, because we can do that. We have the power. There you go. Oh my God. Consider those floodgates well and truly. Well and truly open. If you want to buy 10 packs of something, we'll do you a deal. There you go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But yes, no, absolutely. Yeah. P1. Hi, Paul. What's that riff you play at the beginning of your Two Rock Classic Reverb SIG review? It's been on a couple of other. It's probably. This is the whole using the riff too many times on something. There's been a couple of other guitar reviews, but some drums added. Great riff.
I bet it was either down, the one we did with Ben.
No, it wouldn't be on the Two Rock Classic.
No, okay.
Shall I have a quick look?
Or it might have been.
No, I reckon it'll be. I reckon it'll be the other one we did. Drifting in the Dark, whatever it's called.
Oh, I love that song.
Okay, to save me, I tell you what, P1, can you go on YouTube now and type in the Studio Rats Drifting in the Dark and see if it's that one. If it's not that, I'll look it up and then it's probably that one. Because that would be the amp that I would probably play that on.
Yeah, beautiful.
Roberto Campo. Also, have you ever tried the Mesa Barber Z18? That's their little amp, isn't it? I haven't, mate. No. I imagine it's a beast. That Mesa Barber amp, just as good as a Soldano. Just as good as that.
Really?
It's they're cracking amps. They are so good. So good.
Wow. Okay. I'm not in agree.
Bark up a tree. What's your recording setup for your guitar videos? Microphone interface. I'll show you actually, if you don't mind looking at my grubby desk. So, guitar videos. Normally a load box down there, so you can see an aux box and a 2 notes torpedo studio. That then goes into right at the bottom. Hold on.
Wait, stop pressing buttons.
What am I doing?
You've been pressing buttons.
Oh, sorry. Right at the bottom, there's a wait, hold on. Let me get my finger down there. A Universal Audio Apollo. Normally it's that.
Pressing buttons.
What's that? So am I doing it again? Oh, sorry. I don't think I am. That's weird. Or I'll use the, just see on the top there next to the speaker. Sorry, excuse all my mess. You see a quad cortex, and a lot of times I'm using the quad cortex.
If it ain't broke, but whereas by comparison, often with my videos, I'm actually using amps and mics and speakers and stuff because.
Yeah, I have used I used to use mics and speakers and stuff, but because my room's quite quiet, it enables me to do the guitar videos in a more efficient way.
And because I like doing it, I can make more noise. Hello. Hello.
Good boy.
Don't stick your tongue out of me.
There you go. Good boy.
Boom.
Roberto, I play like jazz, funk, blues, rock, etc. A lot of genres and a lot of different type of gigs. Also gigs with great loud drummer. Fortunately, thanks for your answer, guys. Oh, brilliant. So this is about the D20.
The D20 is a loud amp.
It is loud, yeah.
I mean, something like the Deluxe is only a 20 watt. They're not powerful, but they're blooming loud.
It is loud. It's 6L6, isn't it? I think
I put a Deluxe next to a Fender Twin.
Yeah,
and the two were.
There's not a lot in it. I know it's crazy that there isn't a lot in it. A Deluxe is a loud amp as well. It just depends on the amount of clean headroom you want.
Yeah,
it's more that
Twin has clean headroom for years.
Yeah,
the Deluxe has it for days.
Yeah. Bark up tree, your guitar playing is lovely. Oh, thanks, mate. That's very kind. It's all editing. And
he was talking about me.
He probably was actually.
My guitar playing has never been called lovely.
Paul, what speaker did you use with the Boss Katana Head Gen 3? The head was DI'd. So at the back of the Katana, you've now got a headphone output, and you've also got the USB output. Because I wanted to get the full stereo effects, so I wanted people to hear what the stereo effects sounded like.
Yeah, nice.
They're great. Jeff Rock notes, and has that video been released? It shouldn't be released until tomorrow.
No, but I'm guessing. No, actually, hang on.
Oh,
I thought
if I released it early,
I thought I saw it go out.
Oh God! Hold on, just looking. It's not supposed to go out until tomorrow.
Oh well. Hang on.
No, it's not.
No, it's tomorrow.
Great.
Tomorrow.
Oh, I know what it is. It's a teaser. The teaser's gone out.
Teaser. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
The teaser's out. Yes, we're all good. You can breathe again.
Woo.
The brown stuff comes out in moments like that, doesn't it? It really you go. Oh!
No, it's all right. It'll be fine because it's already been released, so it's fine. It's just like my schedule. Jeff, no, it's the anniversary of the day when Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum saved the world.
Sure, Liz. Thank you very much.
Oh. Dan C. Paul, based on all your guitar and amp testing, do you think there's any magic to the vintage 50s Fenders and Gibsons and the vintage 60s Marshalls and Fenders as compared to modern reissues? I don't think 50s. No, I think there's so many rotters in that from that era. You know, everyone lusts after all these guitars. Let's talk about guitars first, and then we'll talk about amps. You know, everyone lusts after these guitars, and there are so many rotters out there that you're far better off if you want to go and buy a vintage guitar, or you want the feel of a vintage guitar or the vibe of a vintage guitar. Go and buy a relic, something like a Fender, you know, custom shop relic, or a Gibson Murphy Lab, something like that. You'll probably find that they are far better than 99% of any vintage guitar that's out there.
Actually, cheaper as well.
Yeah. Oh, way cheaper. Way cheaper.
A Murphy Labbed, you know, 60s Strat will be, let's say.
No, hold on a second. Hold on, Mr. Beer Monster.
Sorry, a Murphy Labbed 60 or 58, 59 Les Paul, say, versus a 58, 59 Les Paul, even a reissue is going to be cheaper. The Murphy Lab is going to be cheaper than the real thing by a factor of 10, probably.
By a factor of 100.
Yeah.
By the factor of 100, without a doubt.
And the consistency of the Murphy Lab. You know, someone, yes, I see, the ultimate collector, Mr. Bonamassa, is on the record as saying he's got some rotters.
Has he?
Yeah. He said, not all my bursts are amazing. Because guess what? Wood is different.
Yeah. I think probably what's happened is a lot of the moisture's gone out of the woods, and the woods are really dry. So they're lighter. I mean, I'm guessing here they're lighter, they're more resonant because there's no moisture in there. So personally, yes, I'd love to have one of these guitars. James and I know someone, and went over to his house and played his. Yeah, we played his 50. He had a 57 and a 59.
Yeah.
Les Paul, and we played them, and they were absolutely fantastic. But they have to be kept in a vault. So he has a guy that keeps them in a bank vault that brings them to him when he wants to play them. I'm not interested in that.
That's not what instrument. For me, that's not what musical instruments are about.
No, and it's fantastic.
Go to the wall, stand and pick it up and play.
Absolutely, and they were great. They were great. Yeah. Anyway, okay, let's move on to 60s Marshalls and Fenders. So we're talking about amplifiers now. I think most 60s Marshalls and Fenders are not original 60s Marshalls and Fenders.
Recapped, revalved, retweaked, everything.
Yeah. So yes, no, I don't think there's any magic in any old vintage amp. No, and personally, I think I'd never gig with one because you just wouldn't rely on it.
See, the problem is, Dan C, you've used a very dangerous term, magic, because magic infers wow factor. Now, both Paul and I, when we played those Les Pauls, for example, we both went, oh, proper moments of, these are the only time probably that we're ever going to play guitars of that era and that value, probably.
Of that value, yeah.
There was a moment of, oh my God, Genesis, And when you play through an old Fender or an old Marshall, there is that moment of, oh, it's amazing. But does the quote unquote magic overplay it sounds amazing? For example, everyone has said there are great sounding Dumbles out there, but not every single Dumble was absolutely off the chart. The one that TPS had, the Robin Ford Dumble, pretty much everyone agrees was like the most beautiful sounding thing that any guitar has ever plugged into.
Incredible.
But there are people who've said, yeah, not all Dumbles sound that great.
Yeah.
Not that great. They all sound great, but if you were dropping $100,000 for one, you'd want it to be the greatest amp. Exactly. You want it to be the greatest amp to ever grace the earth. So I think the only way to do it is to, we've been invited to somewhere to do some video where they have 2 of Dumbles. And I can't wait to play through them and go, or who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. The thing is, I think there's always that thing when you play through something like that, there's always that, whatever it is, some sort of confirmation bias where you just think it's automatically brilliant anyway, because it's very exciting that you're playing through this thing that is incredibly rare and expensive. And
you don't suffer with that, though. You really don't. You don't. I'm the one who gets all excited and goes, oh my God, it's a XYZ, and gets all excited. You go,
well, yeah, maybe, but I think I've played through a lot of really great guitars and great amps and stuff, and I really know now what I like and what I don't like. Hence, we should talk about this guitar that I bought.
We got 4 minutes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Sorry, yeah, we stayed on that one a bit long. Yeah. Nabs, what's the best speaker to pair with the TSR Cornell head?
A 4x12.
Huh?
A 4x12.
Yeah, no, speaker. So actual speaker.
Not a 4x12. Sounds amazing.
Yeah. I would always go for greenbacks. I'd always go for greenbacks. Doesn't matter what amp it is. I just like greenbacks.
I've done the unthinkable, because I sold my Katana Mark II with 2x12s, the 2x12 model, and I put creambacks in it, and I obviously kept the original Boss speakers.
Yeah,
I put the Boss speakers back in it, of course.
Good. Yeah.
So I whipped 2 of the G1275s out of my 4x12 and put those 2 creambacks in.
Oh, nice.
I've got two. The 2 speakers I didn't like, I've taken out.
Right.
And put creambacks in. So I've now got 2 creambacks and 2 GT75s.
Have you got the same ohmage?
Yeah. It's all. I've done it. I can do maths. It's all right.
I could see. I wouldn't want to deal with that sort of crap.
It's still a 16-ohm cabinet. It's fine. But I now have 4 very distinct sounding speakers in the cabinet.
Nice.
I liked how it sounded before, but my God, it sounds good now.
Nice.
Nice. I think the 4x12 with either vintage 30s or greenbacks is going to sound awesome. 2x12 sound good. 1x12 sound great. 4x12 sound amazing. They just do.
Shahaba, he says, I have a strange question. If you had to choose between tube preamp or tube power amp, which would you choose? I've got great results with my Crazy Tube circuits, Unobtainium and Friedman BEOD and a Buxom Betty. Nice. That's a really good question. I don't know. I would say oh gosh, I really don't know.
I'm going to be controversial. I'm going to go. The Marshall JMP1 had a valve in it, didn't it?
Yeah. Excuse me.
But it never sounded like it had a valve in it. I actually think valve power amp is more important, because that's where the real tone comes from.
I think I'm going to agree with you on that.
That's where the drive might come from a tube preamp, but to be fair, there are plenty of great sounding solid state pedals that sound the drive sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Into a tube power amp or valve power amp sounds incredible.
Nice.
You get all that air movement and that lovely thing, that zhuzh you get from power amps.
Stuart, did you see John Cordy playing the Collings Julian Lage? I saw Rhett Scholl playing one as well. They sound amazing. If you play one, I have played one. Yes, they're really good, really nice. I wouldn't want to do a rock gig with one.
Is that like a semi?
It's hollow. It's actually hollow, but it's a solid top, so it's got a top on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a hollow guitar.
Right.
Really light. It looks a bit like yeah. It looks a bit like a Gretsch. One of the Les Paul style Gretches, solid body Gretches.
Yeah.
So small body, sounded fantastic. Yeah, just great. Really good. Really nice guitar.
Right, let's do this one last, and then we'll go on to the news and stuff.
Chris, by extension, then James, what about the sound of a drum kit live in a room versus a properly recorded drum kit through speakers? That's interesting.
Ooh. Okay, so I think a really important factor there is which room.
Mm-hmm.
Because a drum kit in this room would sound very different to the drum kit in the room we're working in, as in the big auditorium type space. And also, where are you hearing that drum kit from? Because from where I sit as the drummer, drums sound very different to how you might hear them as the audience. Very different thing. Now, I'd like to think I'm quite good at mixing drums because I know how drums should sound from the drummer's point of view and also from the audience point of view. But I think both have their merits. Small room drum sounds work just as often as big room drum sounds. So I would say I'm going to get out of jail free on this one. Great drums in a great room with a great player, great mics, great everything are just going to sound great. Doesn't matter how big the room or how good the speakers.
Yeah. There we go.
Right. Here we go. So we've both had a bit of a new gear week.
Yep.
Do you want to go first or shall I go first?
Well, I'd like to get it out of the way because I don't like moaning about stuff. But I just
go on. God dare you.
Okay, I'm going to present the. Hold on, share the screen. Actually, I can tab it. I can tab this. There we do that. Right. You see?
Now, if you had said to me you got the guitar on the far right with the white pickups and the Knopfler a la what was the album? On Every Street album.
Well, no, that's not that. That's more like that one, to be honest.
Is it more like that one? Okay. Well, either of those two, if you turned up with those,
yeah,
I think I'd have bitten your arm off to buy the guitar from you.
So I bought this week and had it for 5 minutes. One of these with the black one, but with the normal tremolo, not with the Floyd Rose.
Right.
And right, I think we can go back to a couple of questions ago where we're asking about we're talking about sort of guitars and magic and all that sort of stuff. It was the most bland thing I think I've ever played in my life. It was bland. It was the EMG pickups, and I used to love EMG pickups. I had EMG pickups on a couple of guitars. Steinbergers, I've had them on Strats, and I used to really like them. God, it's dull as dishwater.
You should be able to cut glass. A set of EMG should cut you in half.
Absolutely dull. Just dull and lifeless. I was really disappointed because I was so excited about it because it's a guitar that I've been lusting after for ages. So literally paid it for 5 minutes, put it back in the box, and going back to the shop tomorrow.
I'm gutted because I thought that was me finally getting you into something other than a traditional guitar.
Yeah, and that could just be it. That could just be that I'm a traditionalist as opposed to
a Yahoo.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like I'm a bit gutted. But then I found a really nice SG in Pelham Blue, which is and I think and there's nothing against the Sir guitar or that particular Sir. I think someone picked it up. It played absolutely perfect. It was the most.
Think that Sir suffered from the PRS syndrome?
A little bit, yeah. It definitely did, yeah.
So beautifully perfect, just a bit to play.
Yeah, it was really easy to play. I didn't like the sound of it. It was too dull. I think if it was bright and snappy, I'd have gone, yeah, this is great. So I think the sound of it, and it's not so with that guitar, they're the pickups in that guitar. You're not going to change the pickups because they're active EMG pickups. It's got a battery pack in the back.
It's not an easy switch, is it?
No, and not the lightest of guitars. I picked the lightest one they had, and it was £7.15, I think it was. So £8. I'm happy with a little bit over £8. No problem at all. If it was ultra light, ultra snappy, I'd be like, yeah, that's a keeper. But it was.
I'm really upset about that. I say I wasn't a fan of the black finish.
Yeah.
If it had been that kind of blonde maple, sort of more natural maple finish, a la the On Every Street tour,
yeah,
I think I'd have been all over like a rash. But it's a shame it's not the most inspiring guitar to play.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it at all. I tried it into loads of different things, those different amps and stuff, just trying to go, oh, maybe it's this. It just doesn't work with this. It didn't work with that. It was just really bland.
However, guitars are not the only thing you've been buying this week.
No. So hold on, the dog's in a really uncomfortable position. He's trying to sort of squash me out. So, I've been on the amp quest. So
that
here we are.
Which one is? That's not the 30, is it? That's the
15, HC15.
Oh, look at that. So here's the question.
Yeah.
HC15 or Independence 35?
Honestly, Independence 35.
It's still the amp you let go, isn't it?
Yeah, but this sounds different. This is more like an AC sort of thing.
Right. Okay.
Really, I mean, that's not entirely fair. This has got that sort of glassy top end that is just amazing. It's so that chime. It's an overused word, but the chime in it is just ridiculous. Really good. It's a really, really, really good amp.
Nice.
15 watt. I wanted the 30 watt, but you can't get them at the moment.
Yeah.
And 15 came up and I went, 15, that'll do nicely. And to be honest, I could easily gig with that. It's so loud.
But also, everyone says about the AC15 and the AC30, they are very different sounding amps. An AC15 does not sound like an AC30.
No, this is not like an AC15. This is a half power HC30. It's not.
Right.
It's the same circuitry as a HC30, which is the Matches 30, just with half power. It's great. Yeah. Nice. Really good.
Well, on the way down to sunny Bournemouth this morning, I picked up this.
He takes it into his hotel room.
Well, I wasn't in the car. Look at that.
What is this?
This is, and I have to check on the technical term for it, modulus amplification Griffin Talon 50-watt head.
Bit of a bargain, wasn't it?
It was one of those, it's not necessarily an amp I would have gone out of my way and gone, I must have that amp in my collection. But this came up for a very, very reasonable price. And it's mint. It's absolutely mint. The what's it called? The lizard skin kind of Tolex is a bit odd, but this is imagine a Marshall Plexi on steroids.
Yeah, I think and I don't like the aesthetics of it, but
I'm going to put it down because it's blimmin' heavy.
Yeah, it's. I wish it was more. I wish it didn't have the red on it. That's the only thing.
But as the generic colouring is kind of a dirty gold.
Yeah,
and I
you
prefer
don't like that.
the red to the dirty gold.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, good.
But I heard it at office volume, should we say, into a 1x12, and I was like, "Oh, this is nice." I'm
Nice.
looking forward to bringing it to yours on Monday
Mhm.
and giving it a serious thrashing.
Giving it some welly. Nice.
And not doing what you normally do to amps at your place of mine and blowing them up.
I don't blow them up. You just buy crappy amps.
Well, you suggested this one, so
Yeah, fingers crossed that I don't blow it up.
but yeah, I'm
you?
looking forward to thrashing that. And so let's do the news.
News. Okay.
The news.
Then again.
This may not take long because it's a bit of a slow.
No. There's not a lot going on this week. So someone's basically done a Kurt Cobain guitar plugin, a Nevermind album.
Yeah, I think "Nevermind" is the phrase to follow that.
Yeah. It's no. I'm talking rubbish. It's the in utero tone.
Well,
So
still,
Nevermind.
Nevermind.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on really. That's a really bizarre thing.
In Utero wasn't their biggest album.
No, but it's probably more critically acclaimed than Nevermind, I would have thought.
But critical acclaim is what people say when they've released a bit of a pup. But
maybe
it's critically. Nevermind is one of the biggest albums of the last century,
and it sounded incredible.
Yeah,
that album sounds
and brilliant. Butch Vig did his magic. In Utero, which I would never speak ill of a legend. It doesn't sound like Nevermind. Therefore,
no, I agree. Right. I think we've just got to leave this there, haven't we?
Oh God, you do.
So, I know this is like a guitar that only its mother would love.
If someone had inflated a Fender acoustic, that's what it would look like.
It's not even that. It's the Antigua. I don't understand what they've done. So they've done an acoustic in antique. It just looks absolutely horrible.
That's poo brown. That's
oh God. I can't even look at it anymore. So I'm going to look at you. There we go.
God dear.
Right. We've got a super chat from Joe. Thanks, Joe. Thank you very much. Joe says, hello, just traded for the Bogner Helios JB45. Amazing amp. Is that the more scaled down?
The Helios I've got the Helios Eclipse.
No, the Helios JB45 is more of a traditional
scaled down one. Yes.
No. It's a completely different amp. It's nothing like. Yeah, and it's way more like a JTM 45, isn't it? Which is a vastly different amp to the Helios. Funny enough, I heard one the other day actually on a YouTube channel, and I thought it sounded really good. Mm-hmm. So, congrats, Joe. That sounds absolutely brilliant. I'm thinking that there's a Bogner. What's the one we tried at Guitar that time?
Goldfinger.
The Goldfinger. There's a Goldfinger that's up in Farnham at the moment.
Oh, that was a good.
Yeah, that I've been chatting to the guy about. I can't afford it at the moment, but possibly that might be the next.
That Goldfinger would have been if I hadn't just forked out for the Helios Eclipse, which, to be fair, I really like. Don't get me wrong. I was watching a Toto rig rundown and going, so even Legend of Gain Mr. Lukather doesn't have the gains past 12 o'clock on that.
Yeah.
They're dialed well back. And I'm like, and I happened to snap a picture and then set my one the same and went, there we go. That's the tone I like.
That's the tone you want. There you go.
So yes, I might have to do a capture for me for that one.
Yes. Thanks, Joe. Thanks very much for the super chat. Much appreciated.
Boom. Let's go.
Nick Aris, he says Fender releasing the Bassman Tone Master for £1,500. Are digital amplifiers the future? I think they just sound inferior to Katana. Do fewer things and cost 3 times as much. Yeah, I mean, I do think they are the future because
valve amps are fast.
Yeah. Well, valves. It's more valves, I think. I went on to. Luckily, I've got a few sets of valves that I bought before, around the sort of pandemic time. No, around when the Russia and Ukraine war started. And but I went on to Watford Valves, which is the UK's valve supplier.
Yeah.
And I just thought I'd just have a quick look. And match pairs and match quads of EL84s are a bit scarce at the moment.
I've just had to put I had to sort out an eBay sale by buying a pair of valves and paying for a bit of a service. And it was not a cheap endeavor. Putting a pair of power amp valves into an amp was not cheap.
It's not cheap at all.
So when someone says, are digital amps the way forward? To be fair, I think Katana is the way forward, because even a Katana Mark 1 or Mark 2 sounds every bit, and we've done it in the studio. We've put it up against your Matchless or my Marshalls and gone, oh my god, that sounds good.
Yeah,
even compared to.
Yeah, I think live, I think recording wise, I think it sounds that all the digital stuff sounds great. I think live, it's nice to have a bit of a valve amp out there, isn't it? And it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says, I'm not anti-digital, but for £500 more, I could buy a Cornell TSR20. It's not even £500 more. It's less than 1,500 quid, isn't it?
A Cornell TSR20 would set you back 1,500 quid.
Yeah,
if you're in the UK, it's the same money.
Yeah.
And I know where my money would be.
Yeah.
In
yeah.
the nicest possible way.
That's a good video. We should do a TSR20 against the Matchless, because the TSR20 is based on
a match.
The Matchless.
Yeah.
On that Matchless, yeah.
Yeah. At this point, we should do this.
Mr. Moxie, thank you, sir. He says, we've jested previously about Oasis lyrics. Oh, we sure have. Watch the High Flying Birds in the studio, wherein he speaks his lyrics out and takes the piss out of himself. A great watch. I'm a fan. Lyrically, he's a bit lame, but I really like the High Flying Birds. I think way better than Oasis.
Yeah,
way better than Oasis.
What was the one that What a Life?
Yeah, they've done some great tunes.
I think that musically it's great. I can't get over the mix.
Oh, really?
It's not, in my opinion, the greatest mix ever, but it's a great song, and it drives, and it's got all the stuff you want from a great pop song, but the mix lets it down, in my opinion. Now ask how many million selling mixes I've done, because the answer is I haven't.
There you go. Right. Steve, hello, mate. He says, late to the party, soz. Hope everyone's great. Hope you're well, Steve. Digital Viper, can we swap your candidates for our presidential candidates? Pretty please. That'd be fun, wouldn't
it? No, actually, no, we don't need those two. We're messed up as it is. Unless you were saying you're swapping your presidential candidates for us two, because that would be funny.
Honestly, wouldn't go. That definitely wouldn't go well. Dave Brose, I'm running through a pedal board out to a Tone X1 into a direct box, into the powered speaker. The signal is too hot. Is it line level? But I'm having to lower the input output and run the speaker minimum.
You don't need a DI box. Get rid of the direct box. Just come straight out of your Tonex into a Y split cable, off to your 2.
No. What's happening there? So his DI box is converting
to mic level. Don't
to
do
mic
that.
level. Then that'll be lower.
Because it's an impedance mismatch that's causing the problem. You're going line. You don't need to convert. Just go line level straight into your speakers.
Why would but that shouldn't affect it though. You know, like a DI box is probably a good idea.
I've gone straight into speakers, straight from Tonex.
I know what it is. Yeah, can you let us know the speaker model, David? Because I reckon your XLR input is a mic input. I reckon you've got 2 inputs. I bet you've got a jack input, which is line level, and you've got an XLR input, which is going to be microphone level. Loads of speakers do it like that. They shouldn't, but they do.
And it's not switched. The input isn't
switched. It's not switching. But if you then go into your line level input as opposed to your mic, because basically what's happening is you're boosting it up using a mic preamp, and you don't need to.
Yeah.
Jeff, we had classified ads in magazines, and who can forget? Look back in the day. It's true. Dave Pavo, I'm late. As an excuse, I pressed the like button as always. Cheers, Dave. Thanks, mate. Pet, he says, what is the setup for the glorious guitar tones on Chris Rea records? It doesn't wane when cranked either. Sounds tremendous to me. Yeah, he did have a good tone, didn't he?
He's Strat through. I'm going to say some sort of compressor, because it's quite a compressed tone. Into I'm going to go Fender Twin, something like that, because it's loads of headroom, not too processed. I love that kind of it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's good tone.
Tone. I'd say Strat into a compressor of sorts, probably something like a Boss compression sustainer, probably something like that because of the era.
No, it'll be like a MXR or something. I would have thought, like
possibly, into a Fender Twin or something like that.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Jeff Rock, nice one, Digital Viper. There we go. Guitar Bard, he says, love the channel. I've had the IR200 since release and have been very happy with it on my main big board. Just ordered Tonex one as the start to a mini board. I'm very excited to get it in. Oh, nice one. Loads of people. It's so funny how many people say, oh, we've just bought Tonex,
Yeah. It's taking over the world. And why not?
Yeah. David, he said, evening rodent, sorry, but the wife won't let me join tonight. We're in Cyprus for a couple of weeks, and she said it's antisocial. Unbelievable.
How very dare you for even joining us? What on earth are you doing joining us when you're in Cyprus?
Yeah, what are you doing, mate? Lovely jubbly. Guitar Bard, I think Tonex 1 and HX1 would make a great pair for mini board. Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Although we have an alternative video coming next week, which will...
No, that's a completely
different thing, but I think it's a thing.
Sure. But there's no effects like that in it. But yes.
True.
Catch you all next week. Cheers, Dave. Have a good holiday. Bogeyman, Geo Sundance. Is the Tonex computer software there a recovery function? Try to unbrick your pedal with this function. There might be. I would definitely say
get an email or a phone call to IK Support. IK Support are in the States.
Are they?
Yes. I know this because I've tried to contact them this week, or last week, as it were. They are in the US, so don't phone the Italian office because they'll politely say, sorry, we don't have support.
Right.
Even though they're an Italian company. So, yeah, wait for the US. Drop them an email. I'm pretty sure they'll be able to help.
Nice. Funky says, sir, I'm late. Glad to join you all live, and nice to have you, Funky. Funky also says, I was very happy with the Made in Japan reissue Les Paul from the late 80s until trying my friend's Murphy Labs Custom Shop 58, 59, 60 reissues. Wow, he's got all 3. Wonderful guitars. Nice.
I'm happy with my guitars until I try Paul's guitars.
Yeah, the Murphy Labs. I mean, I've got that 57 custom shop, the gold top, and that's still a cracking guitar. So I was almost like, I mean, I try a 57 as well with the P90s. 57, is that 56?
Whatever. It's a beautiful thing.
I can't remember. Yeah.
I mean, every time I try your guitars, I go, oh, my guitars are always ever so slightly lacking. But you are a first call guitar player. I am not.
I like nice guitars.
No, but so do I. But I would say I have a Murphy Lab or a PRS level drum kit.
Yeah, but I think you've got a load of guitars that you don't need. So if I was you, I would, if I was you personally, I would knock the quantity down to have less.
Yeah, I probably should. I probably will.
Chris, per my question last week about adding tone next to my Helix, I made the move. It sounds fantastic. What are your packs would be closest to my favorite Helix presets of an overdriven Princeton?
The deluxe reverb is going to be fairly close to that, I would have thought.
I would say, James would say the deluxe reverb. I would say the divided by 13. It's called Best Tweed Ever.
That was a good pack.
And it's not like a Tweed. It's not like a Tweed amp that farts out and breaks up. It is. It sounds way more like a Princeton.
Yeah,
I'd look at the D13.
Scrap what I said. Go with what he said. I've forgotten about that one.
Yeah, that's great. That was great. Yeah, I missed that and the Z-Rec for me. That's another amp that I regret selling. When I was talking about before the internet, you guys are younger than I back then. So when I was talking about before the internet, you guys are younger than I, and back then, the late 70s, early 80s, people didn't know what they had. It's true.
That is true. I mean, I've never gone to someone who's had a $25,000 guitar and said, I'll give you 500 quid for it, because I'm not that person. I couldn't do that. But I've definitely seen something that's worth some hundreds of pounds, and when someone said, oh, I want 200 quid for it, I've gone, here's 200 pounds, and thought to myself, that's probably worth 500-600 quid. So in my world, I've got a bargain, but I've never ripped anybody off. And I think a lot of that happened in the early days of, when people started trading stuff. Oh, I've got a deal from that person because I know that guitar is worth 100,000 quid and I've given them 20.
Digital Viper. Paul, what's the Digital Viper discount on that sweet black SSS Strat you play? Oh, that's not going nowhere, is that thing? I love that.
I've started a thing. Try it. Tell you what, you lot, try it. And then next week or the week after or the week after that, come back and tell me it didn't work.
Please don't.
Do it.
Sorry. So it's the next one. So Funky says, I have to thank you guys. I'm away from home and recorded a demo theme tune yesterday. Used Paul's Matchless for lead guitar and James and Jarvis Chandler and Cornford captures for rhythms. Thanks. Oh, nice one, Funky.
Awesome.
Do you know what I did years ago? I had to do a clothes advert for, I can't remember the brand. I had to basically do a slide.
What in? Whee!
Yeah, that's the thing. It was an advert. It was a popular advert. I can't remember the brand.
Right.
And I couldn't get into the studio. I think it was snowing at the time.
Okay.
And I couldn't get into the studio. And I had my laptop and a line 6 tone port. Do you remember the tone ports?
Yeah. Oh God.
And honestly, if you listen back to it now, I'll try and dig it out at some point.
Right.
If you listen back to it now, you go, oh my God, that's a great guitar tone. and it was just through a Line 6 tone port, and this sort of international advert got released by.
I was reminded the other day about the Native Instruments. What's their guitar platform called? Native Instruments Guitar Rig. Guitar Rig version 1 was not MIDI. It used a stereo input into the computer's sound card, and on one channel of stereo it had the guitar, and on the other channel it had a pitch based control system. So as you pressed buttons, it went whoop, or if you press the down button, whoop, and if you press the volume, the continuous control went whoop. And that was the way it worked. It didn't work on MIDI or any kind of clever digital thing. It purely worked on tone. And I remember one of my first guitar recordings getting it hooked up the wrong way round. So I was playing the patch changes, but with the pedals, I was controlling the tone that actually got recorded. And the guy I was working with at the time liked that version of the guitar part more than what I played. But that's going back to the very earliest days of kind of like virtual guitar parts and stuff. I mean, that's not long after Line 6 Amp Farm Mark 1 on TDM Pro Tools.
Yeah, that's rough as well.
It was horrific.
Yeah. Gary, really struggled with those Sir white pickups and generally the flatness. They look like placeholders. Paul, loved your videos on the Schecter. I really like the Schecter. Great playing on that video. Cheers, Gary. Yeah, the Schecter I way prefer as a guitar. It's got way more vibe about it. It's weird.
Half the money.
And this is about all Sirs. This isn't like every single Sir is like this. It was just that one. And the EMG pickups and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It just didn't vibe for me. Yeah. Dave said that was my take on Sir Lifeless. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's all Sirs, but there's a lot of great Sirs.
How many?
I think the Peak Thorn Sir is the Peak Thorn is brilliant.
You have now?
I can't remember if it's 2 or 3. I think it's 2. I think it's 2. They're really good, those guitars. Yeah, really, really good. The Sir Peak Thorn. The only thing is, yeah. Oh, sorry. Steve says I prefer Tom Anderson over Sir. God, I haven't played Tom Anderson in years. I'd like to actually. That's a good shout.
They are really good. Those Tom Anderson Strats sound amazing. But I'm of the argument that why buy a Tom Anderson Strat when you can just buy a Fender Strat?
Well, it's better. It's like it's like Sir. It's a better quality. Yeah, it's that sort of thing. Jeff said, gutted, Paul, about the Sir, crushed by the weight of expectation. Yeah, probably that's what it was. It was just like, I wanted one for ages and just overthought it in my head. Zach, Paul, the Boss Katana Head Gen 3 block diagram displayed on the last page of reference menu shows that the Bloom circuit control is connected to the power amp, which is after the headphone output. Interesting. Well, it's not.
Whatever it does, it's doing a thing.
It definitely does a thing. So I don't know what. If you hear my video that comes out tomorrow, there's a definite difference when you click it on. Jerome.
Yeah.
He says, hi guys, if you play live with a loud drummer, do you use in-ear monitors, wedges, or a combination of your own cab with wedges or in-ears? What do you prefer, and do you have tips to hear yourself good?
Well, as the drummer, yes, I am loud. And I would say if you want to get the best sound you possibly can on stage, use in-ears.
I like in-ears.
I would say if you're a guitar player who worries about someone says, oh, but I want amp movement or air movement, then have cabs on stage. But use in-ears for your monitoring because A, your ears will thank you. B, it will just sound better. And C, because there won't be feedback problems. You're giving your sound engineer an easy time. Do it. In-ears are the way forward.
I like in these. You just got to get used to them. You just got to do a gig and keep them in. Don't take them out as much as you want to take them out and go, oh, it's not what I'm used to. Keep them in. You soon get used to it. Steve, evening guys. I sold my Helix and bought an AC15. Nice. I'm enjoying playing the amp again. Nothing against the Helix, but it feels different. As you know, I've also paired it with the Captor X. It's awesome.
Yes.
Absolutely brilliant. Well done, mate. Great combination. Ben, regarding news, I just saw Sweetwater, maybe.
Yeah.
Recently dropped a video of the new American Pro 2 lineup. Some cool new old colours. Fiesta Red, Sonic Blue. Nice. We'll have a look at that. Maybe, this must have been the one that got released after I looked at the news. Look at that next week.
Do we not see the irony there? Some new, cool, old colours. It's just
yeah. People like the old stuff. People just like the old things. They do.
I know, but it's just a bit bizarre.
David, he said, thanks, gents. I'm off to the Apple store to try this. Hi, Dave. Hi, I'm David. Can I get the James discount on the iMac? I'll let you know. Yeah, that's the place you should try it.
That's definitely
the place you should try it.
I'll tell you what, I guarantee it will work in the Apple store. Do you know how I know? Because I know there's a margin. I know there is a discount margin. I know
what, an Apple?
At Apple. If you go into
an Apple,
I guarantee it.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
It's not. I mean, it's not.
James said, so go get the James.
Not 20%. Let's not pretend it's huge, but there is a margin. Joe says,
"Okay, you're really breaking up, James. You're really breaking up, James." Vintage says Joe. Vintage. What was that in regards to?
No idea.
So, sorry, Joe. Let us know. Yeah, let us know. Sorry, Joe. Hold on. Just the Bogner Helios. Maybe that's what it was. The vintage thing. Anyway. Chili South Guitars. I'm sure the new TM Bassman is great, but expensive. The Rolling Cube is fantastic. Is Fender Tweed Vibe snippered and much cheaper? Such a great amp. There we go. Cheers, Chili South.
Am I back? Not bobbling.
You're back.
Good.
Ben says, Chili South, good to hear. Just bought one, haven't played it yet. There we go. Shahaba, he says, if I create an amp brand, it will be TubeWorks Amplified Technology. Brilliant. Read the acronym.
It didn't take us that long to get there.
That'd be good. That's what you want.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, brilliant. Well done.
The BBC would ban any. Wow, what was the way forward?
That'd be good. Major Pentonic, hi all. I hope you're all keeping fine. I've just arrived home from Cyprus holiday this evening, just in time to catch the last half. Oh, where Major?
The who else is in Cyprus?
David.
David's in Cyprus, yeah. No,
David.
It wasn't David. It was
Mr. McQuarrie.
Quinn, yes. Did you not see him? It's not that big a place.
G South, Ben, all nice. Hope you enjoy it as much as I do. There we go. Yes, they're chatting amongst themselves. Next one. Pet, sticking to the Noel G thread, Noel Gallagher. The guys at TPS singled him out as one of the best rhythm guitarists out there. Wow. He does seem to have a machine-like precision with Excalibur. Sorry, haha. Wow. Interesting. I wouldn't say what. I mean, I think he does. He's, you know, I wouldn't say he's one of the greatest rhythm guitar players out there.
It's a bit like saying Taylor Swift is the top 8 guitar players of the last decade.
Here we go.
Just putting it out there.
You heard it there. Jeff, I stumbled into surf music, so I thought I'd get a Jazzmaster. Nice. Based on my neck fret preference, the American Ultra is the one for me. Nice. After seeing some videos, there are terminal problems. Oh no. Next one. The fretboard. See, you've had this is what happens after 5 beers. You're getting all sleepy. The fretboard has a compound radius from 10 to 14, but the bridge, huh?
You're the one yawning, not me.
Yeah, I work hard. But the bridge has a 9.5. Okay. But the bridge has a 9.5 radius. To fix it, I need to pay hundreds for a mastery bridge so that I can set it to 16 radius. That is terrible, isn't it? Jeff, the tremolo arm squeaks and pings and it has too much play. That's not ideal for trem heavy music for high-end guitar. Such fundamental problems aren't acceptable. I get it. And Jeff, if you're used to Sir guitars, that's the difference. You're paying for the Sir perfection. Sir do a jazz master, don't they? I think, or an offset.
My Jag that I bought, and I put a Jaguar that I bought. I put in a similar sort of the reason I bought not a surf style music. It has all the same problems, but I still love
it. Yes, but when you're spending that much on a on a guitar, you want it to be perfect, and Fender have messed up on that.
Fender are lackluster.
Your internet's getting terrible.
I've got 125 each way.
It's weird. Major, he says, I saw a great Dire Straits tribute band called Money for Nothing while on holiday. They're an awesome band. They put on a great show. Nice. Very nice. Jeff said, my amp future is the Cornell Plexi 1820 I bought a couple of weeks ago. Can't get enough of it. 2 knobs or 4 jumper cable when I want to go to the complex. Nice.
A complex setup. Yeah.
There we go.
And 3, 2, 1. Willie!
Oh. Well done, Willie. Good to see you back. Pet, do you think there's a song out there that captures an edgier mood than Chris Isaac's Biscuit? That's a great tune. Yeah, there are some, aren't there, that capture that sort of mood. I think Video Games by Lana Del Rey is like that as well, isn't it? It's got a great sort of vibe to it.
And Iris,
but Wicked Game is a great guitar riff. No, we didn't get any of that. We didn't get any of that.
Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls does it for me as well.
Iris, yeah, different sort of mood, but yeah, Iris, brilliant. Everything about that song is perfection, isn't it? Absolute perfection. Willie, was this year's Glastonbury the worst lineup ever? Must be a contender.
No way. No way.
Oh, did you see?
Go on.
I'm not getting you, mate. You keep cracking up.
No way was this the worst year ever. The Kanye.
No, I don't know if it's me or
it's you, man. Right. Let me know when it's back.
Oh, that's true. That's terrible.
The Kanye year was terrible. I thought Dua Lipa was brilliant. I was disappointed with Shania Twain.
Yeah, you're cracking up again, mate. I don't know what's gone. James, why don't you come in and come out again?
Well, yeah.
Or go out and come back.
Yes.
And I'll move on to the next. I'll move on. I'll do another question while you're doing that. There we go. Funky bass. I'd love to try a 56 Les Paul Murphy Lab with P90s, but I'll probably end up selling my internal organs for the dark web afterwards. Try to get one. Yeah.
Right. You there?
Is it me? Maybe it's me, mate. So maybe I should go.
Right. So, Glastonbury. Dua Lipa was brilliant. Did you get that?
Yeah, I got Dua Lipa was brilliant. Yeah.
Shania Twain, very disappointing.
Right.
And yet all the fanboys were going, oh, was she brilliant? I thought it was a great Glastonbury this year. I didn't agree with the Sunday headliner because I'd never heard of her.
Who was it?
SHA, some American rapper that I hadn't heard of, but apparently the Glastonbury field hadn't heard of her either.
Sunday headline. The Sunday headline was Coldplay.
No, it wasn't. It was someone called.
It was, mate. Honestly.
Okay, I'm clearly wrong, but there was the Sunday night headline of the closer. What?
You talking about Little Sims? You talking about Little Sims?
No.
You talking about Little Sims?
No.
I don't know.
Okay, but I'd never heard of her.
Anyway, okay.
But I thought generally Glastonbury was a good lineup. I enjoyed Glastonbury this year. But I'd say for me, the highlight was Dua Lipa. She was brilliant.
Yeah, she was great, wasn't she? I thought poor old Cyndi Lauper was struggling, but it was a little bit rough. Yeah, but anyway.
Anyway, moving on. We need to plow on through because I have a. We have, and I need to do this. Boom.
Darren, oh, thank you, Darren. That's very kind of you, mate. He said, "Thanks for the great amp demos. That's really kind of you, Darren. Cheers, mate.
More coming as well.
Much appreciated." Joe, I have 15 Sirs, far from lifeless. The EMG model is by far my least favorite. There we go.
Well, there we go.
There we go. So that's interesting. So Joe has a load of Sirs. Yeah, I don't think all Sirs are lifeless at all. I think they're brilliant. But that one for me was a flop. Such a shame. Gutted.
Yeah. And then we go to boom.
Not My Country, 15 Sirs. You gig them at the same time.
All at the same time.
Gig and collect. There we go. That's a good name for a shop. Darren, you need 6 to 9 electric guitars. Everything else is want. Yeah, I disagree with it. I think you probably need 2 guitars.
5.
Or maybe 5 guitars. We've done this before. Maybe 5. But I think you can get away with 1 guitar. You can get away with 1 guitar, can't you?
5, and I'm not going to do the video because Rhett Scholl's done it far better than I can.
There we go. Yeah, J45 is a vintage voice Bogner. There we go.
Lovely.
Gary, have you ever tried the Alex Lifeson signature Epiphone Les Paul? No. It seemed quite pricey for an Epiphone. I played it and was pleasantly surprised. Curious on your thoughts. I'm not a massive fan on if it had the Alex Lifeson's Floyd Rose. Don't like Floyd Roses.
No.
You're right, Darren. I'm voting SMP.
It's probably the way to go.
Darren, Paul, has it come down to major food groups for tones that people are used to for Fender, Vox, Marshall, Gibson? Yeah. I think I like vintage stuff. I don't like modern pointy things. I like just guitars with a bit of
character.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Funky Bass. Apple has many company organization-based discounts in place. I once asked for a discount at Tesco. At Tesco? Amazing. Wow.
Yeah. If you ask.
Wow. Jeff, I sold both my Fender JMs and MIJs and American Pro 2 for the same reason. I've got Gordon Smith Gatsby to replace them. It's perfect. Nice. Funky. Michael Jackson's Give In To Me is quite edgy for MJ. Half of Guns N' Roses in the video, but not on the record. Oh.
Great. I love that track.
Oh, don't know it. Jeff, I've been eyeing off the Sir JM, the incarnation of the Jazzmaster. Yes, it's probably the way to go. Or can I just keep using strap type guitars? I've been using my custom Sir Classic SS4. Honestly, I don't think you need. I think the differences are quite minimal. The sound of the tremolo is the main thing. It's like a Bigsby. It's like move.
Bigsby sounds different to a Strat. Tremolo sounds different to a Jazzmaster Stroke. Jaguar tremolo sounds different to a Floyd Rose.
Yeah.
They just do.
Yeah, Strat is for vibrato. Yeah. A Bigsby's for going and lifting up and
that kind of proper that noise.
G-Man Music. James sounds fine. Might be on your end, Paul. So apologies if that's me.
Yeah, they're all saying I sound great just because.
James Loud and Clear. So sorry, guys, if that's me. Shania has some serious vocal issues. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, she had Lyme's disease.
Yes.
Lyme's disease.
Lyme's disease. Yeah.
Which, I mean, I'm not knocking. I'm not, I'm not unsympathetic. But when she sings a harmony, a fifth down from the lead line, that's not her singing her song, is it? That's her singing a harmony to her song.
I think you've got to give him a bit of a break. She's probably in her late 50s, early 60s, and she hasn't got the voice she used to have.
I love Shania Twain. I've got a special place in my heart for her. But I was hearing her sing the harmony that I was singing at the weekend doing Man, I Feel Like a Woman, thinking that's the part I sing. It was just odd. Just
Jeff, I have a Sir J&M Pro with all the hardtails. It's awesome, says Jeff Rock.
Awesome.
Jerry White, I have a lovely 65 amp Soho, nice, AC30-ish. Great sounding foot switch boost, but it's a bit too high in terms of volume difference. Any ideas apart from using something like a G3 combining pedals? So you don't like the boost? The thing is, where's the boost? Is the boost after the preamp section, before the power amp section? Which I'm expecting that's what you mean, or do you mean a boost beforehand? Because if it's a boost beforehand, it sounds very different to a boost. So is it a volume boost, or is it a gain? Is it slamming into the front end a little bit harder, creating a gain boost?
Yeah, difficult to guess, isn't it?
Yeah, but nice amp, Jerry. Darren, preferred to see great players in smaller venues. So saw both Satriani and Eric Johnson at the Roxy in Hollywood when they were getting popular. Nice.
I'd pay to see Eric Johnson play with Chaz and Dave, to be honest.
Yeah.
Chaz and Dave and Eric.
Nice. Shagger, I give Shania Twain a special cuddle.
But as long as she didn't feel like a woman.
Yeah. Nice one. David stopped my car to say, James, you took that to me ripping people off. I'm sure your experience with buying used Fenders and Gibsons in the 70s UK market was different. I don't think James meant any offense by that, Dave.
I didn't, David. If I did, I didn't mean that. I totally didn't. It was more that it happened then because people weren't as well informed.
Yeah,
I did. I you know me. Very rarely will I apologize for being misinterpreted.
Wrong there.
I didn't mean anything by that. I promise. Sorry.
Yeah. Shima Music, we need 5 guitars like my wife only needs 10 pairs of shoes. There we go. Where's Liam? Where's Kev?
Where is Kev?
I'd love Kev to come on. I can't remember Kev's comment now, but
it doesn't matter now.
No. 15 Sirs is madness, by the way. It's a lot of Sirs. It's a lot of nice guitars.
It's not madness.
Ben, thanks for another great show, gents. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Ben. Funky, I've been using a Relish Trinity with 2 sets of cream tea pickups, humbuckers, and P90s. I like the P90s in the bridge and the humbucker in the neck. Great guitar for variety when I'm away from home. Nice one. Nice one, mate. Yeah.
Inside.
Excuse me. Chaz and Dave might be a tall order. It's true.
It's true, yeah.
Not anymore.
The joke I always did was I'd pay to see Dave Weckl with Chaz and Dave, because that would make them Chaz and Dave and Dave.
Chaz, Dave, yeah. Aaron, you miss your DGT Gold Top? It's one of my main guitars. Lovely guitar. Do I miss it? I don't really miss anything.
Other than your Independence 35.
No, I don't miss it. No, that's all right. No, it's nah. DGT Gold Top. It was a nice guitar. Do I prefer it to my Les Pauls? No, I prefer the Les Pauls. It was that in between. It does a great. It's a great all rounder. It's not as good as a Strat. It's not as good as a Telly. It's not as good as a Les Paul, but it does all those 3 guitars type of thing in one, and it makes it a great guitar. Jerry, it adds some mid gain volume, but the volume jump seems a bit too high. I reckon you've got the amp quite low.
Mm-hmm.
If if the amp was cranked up, if you had an attenuator, I reckon that volume jump wouldn't be as big. Or if you used it at a loud gig, or is that at a loud gig?
Now, Shahar, you are stating the bleeding obvious, mate, at this point.
Twat amps, get one. Yeah, we did get the twat amp. Yeah,
we did. Yeah,
and it's brilliant. And it's brilliant. You should get, definitely. People should go out and buy one of Shahar's twat amps. Ah, see, this man's living the dream. This man is living the dream. Pet, he's off to bed with a bag of Haribo.
No, Pat.
No. Oh, God, good man. Gosh, he's not going to have many teeth left in the morning, but good man. G-Man Music. James, are you going to get the Synergy Z-Rec module? That's interesting. I didn't think that was public knowledge. Would love to hear Paul's thoughts on it when it rips through it. Well, you might get to hear that.
I would say keep an eye on the channel.
That's interesting. I didn't think that was released. Evening, lads. Finger blasting for dummies. Evening finger blasting. Shahaba Gummy Bashin? I don't know.
Gummy bashing.
Gummy bashing, nice.
Right. It is
Betty Bus time.
It is, but we have to do this first. Oh, for God's sake. He knows how this works. At this point, I have to play this. Stupid comment of the week.
There we go.
And
we had a few this week. What is this one?
But this is by far the best. This is from Chav de Peeve 2474. Don't play Dire Straits with a pick, mate. And that is definitely stupid comment of the week.
Yeah. So what's his name? I've got a comment to this.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Is Chav de Peever 2474.
Chav, stop being a dick. There we
go. As always, everyone, it's been an absolute blast. It's a fun thing doing our Wednesday night chat and stuff. I love doing it. I know Paul does too. I won't say we live for it, but it's pretty close, isn't it?
There's nothing else anymore.
We'll be back next week with more stuff. A very interesting week coming up. Lots of new products to work our way through. Have a great week, everyone. Stay safe and all those sort of things. All the things we always say. Enjoy your week musically as well as in other ways. But for now, my name's James Ivey.
I'm Paul Drew.
Good night from me, and it's good night from him, and all that stuff. And we'll see you next week. Good night, everyone.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.